Good afternoon. It is 3:15. We're going to start the formal program at 3:30, but since it is 3:15 and we have it posted, we have time for public comment. So if anyone would like to make public comment before we start the program, we'll have a microphone set up over here, and you're allowed 1 minute to talk about anything that you would like to. So public comment is open. If anyone would like to participate in public comment at this time. Seeing no one, I'll close the public comment and we will begin here momentarily. Thank you all for being here.
We're going to kick off the 2024 State of the City. This is the first time we've really done this as a community in a while. COVID was unfortunately a large part of that, but isn't it wonderful to be able to come together as a community and celebrate the victories we've made together? I just think it's a special, special thing. And so, welcome. I'm Robert Hanna, the city manager. Abilene's been my home now for the last 9 years, and if I'd known it was such a great place, I would have gotten here a lot sooner. Serving our community is rewarding at the same time, but also exceptionally very demanding. The citizens elect representatives to represent us, and they enact policies to help govern. Those policies are intended to help Abilene be the best version of itself. And today, Mayor Hurt's going to walk us through some of the key performance indicators that the council has chosen to measure our progress and goals moving forward as a community. And so I look forward to him coming up in just a moment for that. In addition, we're going to hear from other community members and partners. The city's not alone. Right? This is one of the best things about Abilene, is that we work together to build and maintain a community for present and future generations. It's our city mission, and we believe it, and we have to do it with our partners. And so the Development Corporation of Abilene is here, Taylor County is here, Abilene ISD, Wiley ISD, and of course the Abilene Chamber of Commerce are all here to share with you some of the great accomplishments we've done. As you know, the council adopts policies and ordinances and direct the city staff on how to run and govern the city based upon those policies and ordinances. As city manager, it's my job to do that. I lead an incredible team of professionals. In fact, in the almost 25 years of my public service, I have never worked with a more dedicated and professional team of public servants. And so if you would just honor them with a brief round of applause, please, that would be great. And that goes for our school employees and everybody else. So without further ado, let's take a look at some of the videos that are coming up.
Community. It can be defined as a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. For us, here in Abilene, it's both. Founded in 1881, Abilene was born after landowners arranged for the Texas and Pacific Railway to cross through the northeast corner of Taylor County. Community took hold. From the sale of 300 lots in March of 1881 to incorporation and a county seat in 83, by 1890, just a few thousand people began to build Abilene beyond any physical boundaries, and together form the foundational character of our community. Vision, perseverance, faith, building a community in every sense of the word. Today, the City of Abilene is one of several community partners entrusted with delivering the services and support needed for our residents to live their best possible quality of life. At the City of Abilene, we continuously work to earn your trust, treating everyone with dignity, courtesy, and respect in our dedication to excellent service and the practice of effective governance. We act with integrity, using sound financial discipline in the building and maintenance of reliable infrastructure needed to function and succeed in today's world. Service is held above self as we engage with our community, keeping the needs and best interest of residents at the core of what we do. And the pursuit of excellence guides our actions as we facilitate and embrace economic growth that cultivates prosperity for everyone living here. At the City of Abilene, we come together to celebrate our shared commitment to building and maintaining a community of the highest quality for present and future generations. Building community together.
Abilene City Council has set 7 strategic goals to guide and shape their work, along with that of the city manager in each City of Abilene department. Now, in 2024, those 7 goals stand as practice effective governance, provide excellent service, exercise sound financial discipline, develop and maintain reliable infrastructure, encourage economic growth, create a high quality of life for residents, and actively seek and foster an engaged community. You can find these priorities at the forefront of city planning every year, leading the city's annual budget book, along with the goals and objectives set by each city department, all categorized by council's goals. Progress toward department goals and objectives is reviewed and tracked annually by city management to ensure council's priorities and goals remain the driving force behind every effort and action taken throughout the year. Effective governance, the most efficient utilization of resources to meet the needs of our community. In 2023, city departments worked to prioritize effective governance while meeting the needs of residents and the public. That focus can be found in everyday operations, such as the 2,377 work orders completed and 13 HVAC systems replaced in-house by city facilities personnel, to the streamlining of alcohol licensing requirements for food establishments at the Abilene-Taylor County Public Health District. This example of effective governance now allows Abilene's 400-plus local food and beverage establishments to complete both forms of permitting in one convenient stop. This is on top of the health district successfully taking on public health elements of animal services, including the city's rabies tag program and the handling of human rabies control operations. Effective governance is also exemplified in the continued support and accomplishments of public-private partnerships in 2023. The year kicked off with the implementation of a new public-private partnership between the City of Abilene and All Kind Animal Initiative. January 1st, management of the Abilene Animal Shelter was successfully transferred to All Kind, while the Abilene Police Department incorporated animal control and field services into its ranks with the creation of the Animal Outreach Team. A year later, the partnership is holding strong with All Kind's Pet Adoption Resource Center under construction, on track for a late 2024 opening. Abilene's popular aquatic park, Adventure Cove, finished its first summer season under a public-private partnership with Sports Facilities Management Incorporated, handling operations at the Cove and all city splash pads. Construction is underway after the 2023 groundbreaking in 2 major public-private partnerships. 10 multi-purpose flat fields will soon be underfoot at the future Recreation Outdoor Complex after Abilene City Council's approval of a collaboration with the Abilene Youth Sports Association. And a 2023 groundbreaking kicked off construction on Abilene Heritage Square, the future home of a new Abilene Public Library made possible by a public-private partnership grounded in the principles of effective governance.
Effective governance is at the heart of what we do at City Council. That's because it's essentially everything we've been charged to do, to listen to our community and lead our citizens to the best possible future.
Well, that's good stuff. Mari has kept me in line here, but I have to first thank her and her team for putting all this together. They did a great job, Mari. And I know at the end we'll have some thank yous, but I have to compliment the AISD students here, their audio technical people that are here that are actually filming all this for us today. And these young students have done such a great job, and I'm so appreciative that they're here today. Welcome everyone to the 2024 State of the City Address. Thank you for the time you have taken to be with us today. And thank you so much for our community partners who are here with us presenting today. As Mr. Hanna explained, we're all expected to be here today and report to our residents where we are and where we're setting our sights to build the best community together for the present and future generations. But it is especially my pleasure and my honor to come before you today as your mayor to review and recognize the accomplishments of the City of Abilene personnel and a result of the guidance of policy setting work of your City Council in service to our community. So let's get started. First, a quick overview on figures of our community. The City of Abilene is sitting at a population of just over 127,000 people with a median age of about 32. About 28% of us are under the age of 20. A little over 58% of our population is between 20 and 65 years old, which is the major part of our workforce, and about 13.7% of our residents are 65 or older. Look at housing and income. Our average home market value is $196,300. A median household income is $54,400, with the average household income is almost $74,000. And we have a total of 45,504 households. Here's a breakdown of our current tax rates. Residents in Abilene ISD pay 2.3051 tax rate for city, county, and ISD. Residents in Wiley District pay 2.1625 total tax rate, and our sales tax rate sits at 8.25%. The hotel occupancy tax is a tax charged on hotel room nights purchased in the City of Abilene. It currently sits at a total of 15%, and as a reminder, this is the tax and the only tax that contributes to funding things like the Taylor County Expo, Frontier Texas, and the Downtown Hope Hotel project through special state legislation. And finally, a look at our workforce. The City of Abilene sits at a 4.0% unemployment rate, with the state closely behind us at 4.5%. Just about every expert and ad agency will tell you the optimal unemployment rate is between 3 and 5%, putting us in a great position. Abilene's top employers by way of number of employees range from companies like Abimar Foods and Eagle Aviation Services at close to 500 employees to Dice Air Force Base, employing more than 8,800 individuals. And Dice is, of course, an incredible, integral part of Abilene. They are friends and neighbors. The total number of personnel associated with the base is just over 14,000 people. Dice population contributed to at least $3 billion to the Texas economy in 2021, according to the State Comptroller's Office. Meanwhile, Dice has an impact of at least $528 million across the big country. There are many ways we all connect and interact with the base, not to mention the hundreds of military retirees who have chosen to make Abilene their home. But one connection in particular comes by way of the Abilene Chamber of Commerce and its Military Affairs Committee, and you'll hear more later from them in the program. So today I want to talk at least 5 areas of work in progress that I'd like to focus on in my presentation. The first is our streets and where we are with our Abilene Street Maintenance Fund. It was 2018 that the Street Maintenance Fund and Street Maintenance Advisory Board was first established after going to voters for approval. Since then, every resident and commercial property has contributed to the establishment and growth of the Street Maintenance Fund, with a look here where our monthly Street Maintenance Fund rate stands now. Since 2018, almost $29 million have been contributed to the fund by way of fees, with another $17 million come from separate City Development Corporation and Abilene funds. Since 2018, we have used Street Maintenance Fund along with funds like the 2015 bond monies to invest $125 million in Abilene streets. That comes out to 26% of Abilene roads having been reconstructed or improved since the 2015 bond money began being used to improve our roads. Street Maintenance Advisory Board, which is comprised of residents willing to volunteer their time and expertise, meets throughout the year to determine which roads will become Street Maintenance Fund projects. You can see here the projects for the 2024 fund expenditures. And I'd like to take a look at our Public Works Department. It refers to as the Rainbow Map. What you see here is every Abilene roadway that has been touched since 2016, with each shade of color marking all the road work done in 1 year. As a reminder, any resident is welcome to speak at a Street Maintenance Advisory Board meeting, and those meetings are designed to be your opportunity to help determine where our road dollars go. Learn more anytime at our website at abilenetx.gov. Next, over the last year, Animal Service has gone through quite a transition. You heard about that earlier, and it's the next city program I'd like to cover today. January 1st, 2023, the city officially began a new division of responsibilities and a public-private partnership with All Kind Animal Initiative. Since then, All Kind has taken over all animal shelter operations, while the Abilene Police Department formed the Animal Outreach Team to handle field service. Since then, it's been very successful and provides both sides of the partnership. In 2023, All Kind cared for more than 6,500 animals with almost 2,500 adoptions. That work equates to a 73% rate, which All Kind is excited to build upon and grow this year, and they're doing a phenomenal job. All Kind is also excited to celebrate effective animal foster programs and animal rescue transport efforts. 598 animals found new forever homes through transport through air and vehicle to other parts of the country in need of great adoptable pets. Meanwhile, the construction of the new animal shelter is well underway in Abilene. I hope y'all have seen that. All Kind was able to meet its fundraising goal for the new Jane and Phil Guitar Park, our pet adoption resource center, and mark its groundbreaking August 15th with many community partners on hand to celebrate. The park is now on track for tentative opening here in late 2024 with $5.5 million private dollars raised. The City of Abilene has also contributed a total of $6.1 million to the construction of the park. Prior to All Kind public-private partnership, the city was looking at a total cost of around $9 million prior to COVID in February 2020. The partnership with All Kind and its supporters has created a much more cost-effective way for the city to replace a significantly outdated facility and provide a level of care for our animals. On the other side of the All Kind partnership is our Animal Police Department Animal Outreach Team. The men and women of the Animal Outreach Team have also had a very successful year, responding to 10,719 calls in 2023. They've handled 466 aggressive animal reports, 284 animal bite injury reports, 398 animal cruelty and welfare calls, and have picked up a total of 2,060 dogs and 554 cats. Next, I'd like to talk about a new exciting program we put together with our community partners in an effort to incentivize infill development and create quality, affordable, single-family homes inside key target areas of Abilene. It's called Rebuild ABI. Here's a look at the main qualifications of the program. You have to have a new construction or major renovation project located in our designated target areas, and we'll look at that. The builder must be a member of the Big Country Home Builders Association, and materials for the project must be purchased locally. And the buyer must occupy the home as a homestead. Here's a breakdown of the benefits of Rebuild ABI. For the builder of a 1,200 square foot home, this is our base home, 3-bedroom, 1-bath in the target area, the cost to build is around $190,000 with a sale price of $203,000 is our goal. And you'll see here on the left, the builder received just over $29,000 in cash back. Meanwhile, as you see here on the right, total cost avoidance created through this partnership comes to almost $13,000. That delivers a total potential benefit of $41,925. I'm not getting off script, Murray, but this is infill development, what your council is really wanting to provide for your city to grow our infill areas of Abilene. The target areas for Rebuild Abilene include the Sears and Carver neighborhood empowerment zones, as you see here. And here on this next slide, you can see any lot north of South 27th can be qualified on a case-by-case basis, so it's much larger than the two empowerment zones. If you're interested in the Rebuild ABI program and learning more, the city's planning and development team is ready to help. Start by contacting Tim Littlejohn, Director of Planning and Development, at the number or email address here, or of course you can go to abilenetx.gov, call City Hall, or just go see the planning department. Everybody's really ready to work with you on this project. Next, we have a few exciting bond projects now for 2022-23, so let's talk about those. First, it is my pleasure to share the first look at the plans for the Abilene Fire Department's new Station 9. The city and the Abilene Fire Department have been working with Jacob and Martin to develop these plans, which are undergoing some final revisions before moving forward. Here are a few more images of the station design. Fire Station 9 is set for construction at 1102 Beltway South for a total cost of $8 million. The project is tentatively set for spring of 2025 opening. At completion, Station 9 will serve far South Abilene. As you may recall, by improving service to far South Abilene, in turn, we'll be able to better allocate service to other areas of town to help ensure the department is able to provide life-saving services and maintain its ISO #1 top rating. And next, let's talk about the zoo. The Abilene Zoo and Zoological Society have been hard at work the past couple of years charting a new master plan for the zoo. And that master plan has now kicked off with the first phase of work funded by another public-private partnership. I'm excited to share this updated look here, an exciting part of Phase 1, a full-service two-story cafe in the heart of the Abilene Zoo. A quick review of the project. The first phase of work has been funded with $15 million in bond funds that are being combined with over $9.5 million in privately raised dollars. Phase 1A of the project will bring the expansion of the new rhino habitat, a new amphitheater and event lawn, and a new multi-species habitat to grow our giraffe herd and add new African hoofstock like impala and gazelle. Phase 1B delivers the construction of the two-story cafe, a new lion habitat alongside the cafe for visitors to enjoy and watch with pride, and a new meerkat and cheetah habitat. Design work with Park Hill is underway with the groundbreaking for Phase 1A on track for spring of next year. And finally, we have two new rec centers, and here's a look at the conceptual drawing for the centers. One design set to be replicated at both sites for the Cesar Chavez Rec Center at Sears Park and the G.V. Daniels Rec Center. The bond funds for the recreation centers total $28 million for those two centers. Design work for the centers is underway and on track for an estimated 9 to 12 month time frame, and once construction begins, both centers should be completed in about 18 months. And the centers will be built in succession so that services from one Northside center can still be available at the other during the process. And finally, I'd like to talk about the decision your city council has made to invest in our people and competitively compensate city employees. Effective October 1, 2023, the minimum pay for every city position was raised to 94% of the 2021 market rate for each position. City administration is now working to initiate a second phase of compensation improvement that includes longevity compensation. Longevity compensation is a way for the city to recognize years of service to the city. City Council is preparing to hear more about longevity pay and its structure at the council retreat next month, and will work to review the proposal later this year. It's important to stress the importance of keeping city compensation competitive in today's labor market. It allows city to attract and retain top talent, enhances motivation and morale, and ultimately maintains cost control by proactively over or underpayment. Before I wrap up today, I'd like to encourage and remind everyone of your opportunity to serve and be part of the progress of a community through city boards and commissions. Our boards help set policy and guide work for our municipal government throughout the year, and there's a variety of boards and positions to serve on. An average time commitment can be as few as 2 hours a month up to 6 or 8 hours a month, but we encourage you to apply for these boards. If you're interested in getting involved in serving, the application process begins at abilenetx.gov/boards. Your application is then reviewed by me. A background check is performed for all board applicants, and the City Council votes whether to confirm the board nominations that I bring to them. The city and our partners here now with us have a lot more to share with you in the State of the City program today, and once again I thank the partners for being here. As we move forward, know that we can always get the latest information from City Department projects, reports, and annual budget documents at your AbileneInvestment.com. There will also be able to see a recording of this program today. Thank you.
A well-maintained and reliable infrastructure is at the foundation of the services and resources municipal government provides its residents, and that's exactly why it's one of Abilene City Council's strategic goals. It's also exactly what we think of when it comes to our street network. Aside from the steady progress and improvements made through the Street Maintenance Fund, the City of Abilene Public Works Department in 2023 repaired more than 49,867 potholes, patched more than 116,000 square feet of Abilene roadway and alleys, introduced yellow flashing arrow features and enhanced vehicle detection at numerous intersections, and mowed more than 7,700 acres of stormwater drainage area and maintained more than 15 miles of creeks. City of Abilene Water Utilities made great strides in 2023 in an ongoing effort to invest in the development and maintenance of our water system infrastructure, while also implementing a fee and rate structure that will enable the department to minimize the use of future loans for funding projects. Water Utilities completed a total of 8 capital improvement projects in 2023, spanning the city, our water supply sources, distribution system, and the infrastructure behind what allows each of us to receive clean, high-quality water at the turn of a faucet. You can read more about each of the Water Utility CIP programs at abilenetx.gov. Those capital improvement projects were completed by Water Utilities, all while improving existing infrastructure maintenance programs. In 2023, City of Abilene Water Utilities produced more than 8.029 million gallons of water, discharged 1.78 billion gallons of advanced treated effluent water into Lake Fort Phantom, inspected 33,600 meter connections for lead and copper materials in compliance with a new federal mandate, repaired 705 water main, service line, and meter leaks, inspected 857 fire hydrants, inspected every known grease trap across the city, cleaned 865,000 linear feet of sewage mains, and inspected 955 manholes. City of Abilene Human Resources works to provide the best resources and benefits to city employees, and in 2023, the department reviewed its entire range of benefits, resulting in an overhaul of offerings and onboarding of new services. Services like the state-of-the-art high-definition portable breast exam BEXA, available at no cost to any insured employee or their dependents. That work paid off with the most successful open enrollment in several years, with 98% of eligible employees electing city benefits for 2024. The City of Abilene seeks to consistently provide excellent service, and being able to continue to provide excellent life-saving service is the mission of Abilene First Responders. AFD extended its first response and life-saving services with the establishment of a water rescue team in 2023. The department now has 12 personnel certified as swift water rescue technicians and 12 personnel certified as open water divers. Abilene Police Department's dedication to excellent service never rests, and 2023 was no different, as we saw with the arrest of a suspect in a 41-year-old cold case homicide. That's on top of arrests made in all 6 of Abilene's 2023 homicide cases. There's a new face at Abilene Municipal Court. This last year, the court successfully transitioned through many new procedures and the appointment of new Municipal Court Judge Chase Craig. City of Abilene Water Utilities also began a transition aimed at providing excellent service to residents with the conversion of a new utility billing software. The new system aligns with a major software conversion completed by the city's finance department in 2023 and will improve utility billing and notification capabilities to residents and their municipal services account information. The Abilene-Taylor County Public Health District also owned in on improving delivery of services to our community in 2023. Now a new electronic record system automates billing functions and improves the ability to extract and analyze meaningful data that the district uses to monitor disease trends for our area. Environmental Health documented more than 2,200 food-related inspections with 8,600 violations discovered and corrected. That comes along with 214 complaint-prompted investigations conducted, with protection and advocacy of community health at the heart of each interaction. City of Abilene Parks and Recreation welcomed a new partner to its ranks in 2023, whose work exemplifies excellent service. Abilene's Texas State Veteran Cemetery became part of the city family this last year, and that transition was completed all while its staff remained committed to their mission, achieving a 100% overall satisfaction score in the 2023 National Cemetery Administration Customer Satisfaction Survey. CityLink's transportation services launched a new service in 23 as it responds to the ongoing needs and preferences of its riders. ZipZone, an on-demand ride-share service, hit the road, replacing CityLink's Route 10 bus, with expansion of ZipZone in the works moving forward. Excellent service is on display and ready to check out at any Abilene Public Library. In 2023, the library's Lactation Lounge opened its doors in conjunction with the Abilene-Taylor County Public Health District and WIC office. The main library is now home to a private space for mothers to breastfeed or express milk. Diapers, sanitizer, milk storage bags, and sibling activities are also available. Launchpads, a new collection of educational tablets and an extension of the popular Wonder Books program, rocketed into all library locations. Each Launchpad is packed with stories, games, and educational content to enhance the learning process for every child.
There's no doubt that Abilene is particularly vital to Taylor County, and I think Abilene's already doing a great job, but I appreciate that Abilene wants to continue to get even stronger, because a stronger Abilene means a stronger Taylor County, and so we're excited about that and want to support that. And on the flip side though, Abilene's a great partner to us, and we want to be a great partner to the city, and so if we can do anything to help the city with their goals or just become a better Taylor County, we're interested in doing that as well. Thank you. Good afternoon. It is an honor to be here with you this afternoon. I want to thank the City of Abilene for putting this together, and I want to thank the beautiful DoubleTree Hotel for hosting us this afternoon. There's a joke about U.S. senators that when they look in the mirror each morning, they see a person staring back at them who's a future U.S. president. Well, there's a similar joke about lawyers, and I was a lawyer for 9 years before becoming judge, and the joke about lawyers is when they look in the mirror each morning, they either see a future millionaire or they see a future judge. I never had any reason to count to 1 million, so here I am. In all seriousness, it's always a great day when different entities and governments can get together and talk about their goals for the future. But it's especially special today to gather here in this room, in this hotel, because there is nothing that better symbolizes the future of Abilene, the future of Taylor County, the future of these school districts than this hotel, which I know everyone in this room worked so hard to accomplish. And so just a special day and a special honor to be with you. I also want to thank our other partners who are going to come here today and share their future goals. I did want to talk a little bit about some of the things that the county is working on. First thing I wanted to mention to you is our ambulance service. And so I have some statistics here. I want to give you the most correct I could give you with official census counts. And as you can see, in 2010, the population of Taylor County, 131,000, City of Abilene, 117,000. 2020 official count, Taylor County, 143,000, and City of Abilene, 125,000. As the mayor told you, there's estimates moving forward past that 2020 census, and basically you can just add 2,000 to the City of Abilene and 2,000 to the county. And so what you have to realize is all the folks outside of the City of Abilene, which is about 18,000 people when you go up to about 145,000 in the county, all those 18,000 citizens rely on Taylor County EMS for ambulance service because none of the other cities in Taylor County have ambulance service of their own. And as you can see, these calls have almost doubled since 2015. And the reason I show you the calls in 2015 was 2015 was the last year where Merkel EMS did operate an ambulance service, and they were able to cut down on the amount of calls that Terra County EMS, at the time South Terra County Emergency Medical Services, made. But once they shut down, you have now Terra County EMS covering the entire county. And as you probably know, I've traveled it many times myself, from Merkel to Ravallo is every good part of a 45-minute drive. And of course, when you have lights and sirens and things like that, it's shorter, but as we know, every second, let alone minute, counts. And so what our goal is right now is we have 1.5 ambulances, basically. We have one full-time ambulance, then we have one part-time ambulance that we contract with Terra County EMS to operate. And that part-time ambulance is only going to come on if that full-time ambulance is out and is going to be occupied for a little while. And Terra County EMS has done a good job of keeping their response times in line, but it is just a massive challenge, and frankly, a challenge that they shouldn't have to meet, or whoever we go with, if it's not Terra County EMS, that operator should not have to meet that challenge. It's time for Terra County to have 2 full-time ambulances and 1 part-time ambulance, and we just went out for bid for that, and we should get those back in about a month, and we hope to award a new contract in September of 2024 of this year, before that new fiscal year, because it's finally time where Terra County is big enough and these 18,000 citizens deserve a ambulance service that has even better response times, because we know, even while Terra County EMS has done a great job, especially with the circumstances, we know if we do 2 full-time ambulances and 1 part-time ambulance, our response times are going to be even better. Looking way off into the future, and I say way off into the future, honestly, it's probably within the next 5 years, I think you're going to see a point where Terra County is going to have 3 full-time ambulances and 1 part-time ambulance to meet the need. Now, as the mayor said, Terra County has also tried to invest in our employees. And the reason we're investing in our employees, besides wanting to have employees who are able to focus on good customer service and not focus on paying bills at the end of the day, it's also a public safety issue. Because what you have to realize is 256 out of the 625 county employees work for the sheriff's office, either at the sheriff's department or at the Terra County Jail, which is run by the sheriff's department. And so if we have vacancies, and we used to have a lot of vacancies, especially at the jail, it can become a public safety concern. Now, luckily, Sheriff Bishop and that department has just done an extraordinary job, and even though they've had these vacancies because of lack of competitive pay, we have not had any public safety concerns, but we need to make sure that they no longer have to make these Herculean efforts to avoid that. And so what we did in this last budget is invested in our employees, and the good news is it's worked. Because before this last budget, where we increased employees' salaries, including for deputies and correctional officers, we had 23 correctional officer vacancies at the jail. And you're talking about a jail that houses up to 826 inmates, and it has been that full. And it's been that full, and we've also had to ship inmates to the other counties, but with an average of at least 650 inmates. And when you're talking about the Terra County Jail, I know you're thinking, well, these are people who can't make a bond, and so they're not convicted of a crime. That's true. Some of them have not been convicted of a crime. But you're also talking about people who have been convicted of murder, sexual assault, aggravated sexual assault, who are waiting to go to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. So you're talking about dangerous people. You're talking about a facility that needs to be secure and have enough employees to supervise to keep that ratio. And the good news is, after this budget with the raises and after this recruiting campaign, we went down from 23 vacancies to 0. And this is only the second time in the last 23 years that the Terra County Jail has been fully staffed. And when you look to the Terra County Sheriff's Office Department itself, all of our divisions, such as Transport Division, Courthouse Security, Detective Division, are full, and we cut down on vacancies by half in the Patrol Division. And again, we're so thankful for the sheriff and the sheriff's office for maintaining such great public safety. But again, just like it was time for more ambulance service, it is time for us to have competitive pay for all of our employees, but especially when it comes to public safety. Now, we have made quite a bit of progress, but what remains to be dealt with is we're still, according to a recent study, about $4.3 million short of the going market rate in terms of salaries. And so we've done a lot of work, we've closed a lot of that gap, but more work remains to be done. The third issue I wanted to talk to you about is the 1950 Otero County Historic Courthouse. This, of course, is a picture of the original courthouse. We are working on renovating it, and even though we had challenges with inflation and supply chain issues, we are on track to finish our courthouse this summer and to move in the fall of 2024. Amazingly, we do not have an architecture rendition of what it's going to look like when it's done. The architect could have made one, but I didn't want to drive the bill up anymore. And so you will just need to come in the summer or fall when we actually have that open house to see what it's going to look like. But we are proud to have a newly restored county capitol. The last thing I wanted to touch on, at the Constitutional Convention, and I know you're thinking, oh gosh, Constitutional Convention, this will be short. At the Constitutional Convention, there was a chair, and it was at the time General Washington's chair, who was presiding officer of that convention, that had a sun on it. And there was a debate about whether that sun was rising or setting. At the end of the Constitutional Convention, there was a consensus that that sun, in fact, was rising. And what I can report to you is that for Otero County, Texas, the sun is, in fact, rising over us every single day and not setting. We are proud of the work we have done, and we are going to continue that work. And again, thank you for your time. God bless you, and God bless Otero County, Texas.
The encouragement of economic growth is an important strategic goal for Abilene City Council, and hitting that goal fueled programs, services, and projects in 2023 for City of Abilene staff and administration. One of the best-known projects designed to drive economic growth in downtown Abilene has been the development of a convention-style, full-service hotel. And that vision has come to fruition with the DoubleTree by Hilton Abilene Downtown Convention Center Hotel opening its doors last summer. In its first 6 months of operation, the DoubleTree has hosted 2 statewide conventions with other statewide bookings reaching into 2026, all while maintaining industry standard occupancy and industry standard average daily rates. And the downtown momentum is set to flow down Cypress Street in 2024. This last year, Abilene City Council approved the Cypress Street project that will renovate Cypress from North 1st to 5th, featuring 20-foot wide sidewalks and raised intersection crossings to improve access to shopping and dining at downtown small businesses. Pedestrians will enjoy newly lit walkways along with additional landscaping and vegetation improvements designed to elevate the downtown Abilene experience and draw residents and visitors alike to the heart of our city. The expertise and efficiency of city planning and development staff plays a key role in facilitating growth and development in Abilene. Our P&D team in 2023 served the public in a number of ways, including processing of 80 plats, presentation of 69 application requests to the Planning and Zoning Commission, permitting of new development totaling more than $90 million in valuation, issuance of 233 single-family and 29 non-residential new construction permits, and the updating of the Abilene Register of Historic Properties. Planning and Development's Code Compliance Office also made great strides in servicing and improving areas of our community to allow for growth and development. In 2023, Code Compliance closed more than 2,677 cases, established the Property Maintenance Program, assigning 3 officers dedicated to property maintenance and improvement, shortened the lifespan of the average property condemnation case by 521 days, and doubled the number of owner demos and repairs across the city. Economic growth can really soar at Abilene Regional Airport, and the airport's ready to take off on 2 initiatives delivering new dollars to Abilene. The airport will soon be home to a new ramp that will be utilized by the Texas Forest Service. Currently in the design process, the ramp will make AVI an integral part of efforts to knock down wildfires across the state from our prime central location. And also in its design phase, a terminal expansion project for Abilene Regional and its gate and passenger waiting area. Crews in 2023 completed renovations to the terminal, including updated lower-level restrooms and a new fully accessible family restroom, and spacious look to the terminal interior with the old gift shop out, new restaurant service in, and fresh paint throughout. With this growth, Abilene is able to put its best foot forward as visitors, newcomers, businesses, and prospective businesses spend time in the Key City.
Well, ultimately, the Development Corporation is charged to be the driver for economic development and economic growth for the community. So it's profoundly important that our City Council, that our leadership as the City of Abilene, that they've set economic growth as a priority. And it's so important because companies that call Abilene home and companies that may in the future call Abilene home want to know that we're a business-friendly community. They want to know that we're a business-friendly community. And because of that, having a priority of economic growth is absolutely critical. Well, as you can see, it is an exciting time in Abilene, Texas. I'm going to say it again because I know y'all are feeling it. It's an exciting time in Abilene, Texas. We have so many companies growing and expanding in Abilene, and I'm excited today to tell you about the things that have happened in the recent months, as well as things that are to come. I'm Misty Mayo. I am CEO and President of the Development Corporation of Abilene. I get to lead a team of economic development experts for the benefit of our community. Together, we count on doing this together because together we are all building our community. And it's critical that we understand, as Mayor Hurt has really pointed out today, that it takes a team. So the Development Corporation is delighted to be a part of that team. You see our vision and our mission. The DCOA's mission is to create opportunities. Our responsibility is to bring opportunities to the community for job expansion and job growth. Ultimately, we're working to diversify the tax base. We're doing this by focusing on these primary pillars, and they're the pillars that help us diversify the tax base. I'm proud to announce that this year, just recently, the DCOA was named the International Economic Development Council's Economic Development Organization of the Year. This is truly a career highlight, and I thank our board, our city council, Mayor Hurt, and our team of economic development professionals. You know, it takes a mayor that is focused on economic growth, and it takes a council that understands the importance of creating job opportunities and creating those job opportunities for us, for our family members, for our children, and ultimately for future generations. So a special thank you to Mayor Hurt and to our city council members for that commitment. You know, the Development Corporation being named the Economic Development Organization of the Year is such a career highlight, and there are so many other awards that have recognized the DCOA as well as Abilene's competitiveness for business expansions. Ultimately, we do all of this to grow a future for Abilene. We've also realized many successes that I'll share with you today. Annually, 28% of Abilene's gross product, so the gross product means all goods produced and services that are provided by companies in Abilene. So 28% of Abilene's gross product is generated by DCOA projects. That means DCOA projects are partner companies, companies spending their money in our community. Ultimately, those companies are spending their money to grow our community and grow opportunities for future generations. How does the DCOA do that? The DCOA does that by investing money, reinvesting money back into our community. We're multiplying $1 into many. In fact, these investments generate new dollars and new jobs for Abilene. On average, this past year, we're looking at, for every dollar invested in our community, it returned over $47 to Abilene. These are companies, just some of the companies, that are investing in Abilene. These companies have partnered with the DCOA. They've partnered with the DCOA to create jobs and create opportunities for our families and citizens. The DCOA has also partnered with 21 of Abilene's 25 largest employers. These companies partnered with the DCOA to grow job opportunities. Diversifying our tax base, as well as diversifying our industries by way of strategic initiatives for targeted industries, is critical as well. DCOA's impact for Abilene spans 35 years. We're looking at companies partnering with the DCOA, investing their monies in our community. These companies also include projects with the City of Abilene for street maintenance, as Mayor Hurt previously showed us, Dyess Air Force Base, military affairs, our school districts, and other local initiatives. You'll see that these companies, as well as these projects, have committed over $3 billion of their money to be invested in our community. In the past 5 years, the DCOA has increased the average number of jobs impacted per year by over 200%. So we have tripled the job impact, and we have tripled the goods produced and services provided. So tripled job impact and tripled gross product. I thank again the leadership of our community for the tremendous success that has been realized over this last 5 years. The DCOA is internationally recognized for our success in Abilene, and that's important because companies have the confidence to continue to choose our community. Thank you to the DCOA Board of Directors for your leadership and for your vision. This talented and diverse volunteer Board of Directors has over 140 years of combined business experience. A special thank you to Mayor Hurt for your vision and your leadership, because it's absolutely necessary for our community to realize the success we're realizing. Thank you to our City Council. With Mayor Hurt as the leader, at the helm, we can do great things over the next 5 years and for many generations to come. Thank you for setting that up. Just a round of applause to the council and the mayor for making economic development a priority. Of course, the DCOA Board of Directors, the DCOA team of economic development professionals, and to Taylor County Commissioners Court, all critical team members for working with companies in their expansions. And the partners today are also absolutely necessary as we continue our mantra of Team Abilene. And I end with, annually, the DCOA has played a key role in the creation or retention of one of every 3 jobs. So one of every 3 Abilene jobs has been impacted by the DCOA's involvement. Again, I thank so many for that, and thank the community, the City of Abilene and Mayor Hurt for your leadership and understanding that when we give citizens the opportunity to grow in their profession and an opportunity to build a family and a life in Abilene, we're guaranteeing the future prosperity of our community. I thank you all. I thank the community, and I thank the companies, our company partners who believe in Abilene and continue to choose Abilene to grow and expand. You know, together, we are building the future Abilene. Thank you.
The exercise of sound financial discipline stands as a strategic goal of Abilene City Council and underscores every action and decision made by Abilene City employees and leadership. 2023 began with the city once again receiving the Government Finance Officers Association Award for Excellence in Financial Reporting and the Distinguished Budget Award for the September 30th, 2023 annual budget. The city's finance department oversaw that award-winning level of financial operations for the city in 2023, all while completing a major system transfer and upgrade. Finance's move over to Tyler Munis software encompassed comprehensive accounting for cash receipting, accounts receivable, accounts payable, banking, budget, and project tracking. Another way the city exercises sound financial discipline is in the hiring of in-house experts who in turn save the city money on otherwise outsourced contracts and projects. The City of Abilene's Public Works Department is one of those places where the city engineer and his team tackle millions of dollars in design projects. In 2023, that in-house team of skilled professionals designed over $11.5 million in road and traffic projects. Public Works Stormwater Services is another place where financial discipline and efficient utilization of available resources is at the top of mind. Stormwater Services in 2023 completed nationally for 2 major grants. Together, the funds would support the Catclaw Creek Drainage Improvement Project. One of those grants was selected from 38 applications submitted nationwide for further review. And if selected in 2024, that grant could cut the cost of the project by more than $726,000. City of Abilene Fleet Services is always operating to achieve efficiency and cost savings for taxpayers while delivering high-quality service and maintenance of Abilene's 676 vehicles and equipment on the road. In 2023, the men and women behind Abilene's Fleet Services are proud to have maintained an overall city fleet availability of more than 97%. That's along with achieving a less than 1% repeat repair rate. Fleet crews also in 23 installed 515 telematic devices and began gathering real-time vehicle usage data. Enjoyment of a high quality of life is an important strategic goal of Abilene City Council. Quality of life begins with health and wellness, and the Abilene-Taylor County Public Health District is committed to helping Abilene residents achieve that. The Health District website, abirebuildhealth.org, is there to help. As the site's first full year online, Health District staff work to expand and improve the resources offered and educational efforts available at everyone's fingertips. City of Abilene Parks and Recreation also works to improve quality of life for all Abilene residents, providing access to parks and green spaces around town and recreational programs that develop the social wellness of all citizens. Park and Rec's popular Daddy-Daughter Dance lit the night aglow in 2023 with 923 tickets sold and bright smiles on hundreds of daddy-daughter faces. The installation of a new playground at Von Camp Park, a new walking trail at Cedar Creek, and renovation of Redbud, Sears, and Nelson Park walking trails all made for great quality of life additions in 2023. The Abilene Zoo also made improvements to existing areas with 50% more decking throughout the wetland and whooping crane habitat, a new warm holding area for Albert the alligator, allowing guests to see him year-round, renovations to the outdoor Elm Creek exhibits, and 2 artist murals installed in the Plaza Atrium. Finally, there's no better way to improve quality of life than with a little bit of Dolly. Dolly Parton's Imagination Library came to Abilene in 2023 thanks to a partnership between Abilene Public Library and the United Way. Local families can now grow the love of reading among our youngest readers with the Dolly Parton Imagination Library sending a free children's book in the mail every month to every registered child through the age of 5. A powerful partnership improving literacy across our community and setting the stage for even greater educational opportunities.
In Abilene ISD, our vision statement is to equip learners for their brightest future. In the city of Abilene, they're committed to the entire future of every citizen being the best that it possibly can be. In Abilene ISD, we are proud to be the heartbeat that connects these two entities to provide the best future for every citizen in our area.
Good afternoon. Abilene ISD is the heartbeat of the city of Abilene. Education has the ability to create stories that are connected deeply within our community. So many of us have a story about a teacher or a coach that connected with us, built us up. So many of us have a story about a bus driver or a cafeteria worker or a custodian, a school secretary that was that bright, shiny face every day when we walked into school. So many of us have a story about the big win, or maybe the almost big win. So many of us have a story about the moment that changed everything. Take a second and think, what's your education moment? I know what mine is. I was at Midwestern State University, and a professor of mine wrote 4 words on the last page of my master's thesis. Why don't you teach? That's 5 words. These moments are the heartbeat of the city and are so often created right here in our outstanding free public schools. Today, I'm here to tell you 3 quick stories to remind you that Abilene ISD is the heartbeat of the city of Abilene. A military spouse of 18 years, Denise, was born in Jamaica, but she got to Texas as quickly as she could. Denise grew up with limited resources, but with grit, determination, and a strong support network, she was driven to where she is today. In the summer of 2021, we met Denise for the very first time because she applied to Abilene ISD and a member of our HR team gave her a call. Needless to say, Denise was hired quickly, and she teaches at Stafford Elementary School. Denise was not even residing on our continent when the innovative idea of Stafford Elementary was put into motion. And now, she's not only Stafford Elementary's Teacher of the Year, Abilene ISD's Teacher of the Year, Region 14's Teacher of the Year, but she's our community's very first Texas Teacher of the Year. What an awesome thing. On Denise's website, she boldly states, as educators, we are committed to facilitating an environment where children can surpass their parents' and guardians' wildest dreams. This commitment is acted out every day by over 1,100 educators like Denise in Abilene ISD, pouring into the lives of our students and dramatically improving the quality of life in our community. Abilene ISD is the heartbeat of the city of Abilene. A Cooper High School graduate, Hunter, is living proof of our commitment to workforce readiness and community partnerships. During his senior year at Cooper High School, Hunter sharpened his skills as a practicum student in the welding program at the Lift. While in that program, Hunter worked 4 days a week at Broadwind Towers and Heavy Fabrication. He welded doors, completed repairs, and did some specialized welding on the towers that hold those turbines way up in the air. All these experiences are designed for students just like Hunter to have experiences to gain full-time employment in high-need, high-wage careers. According to Eric Jensen, the general manager at Broadwind Towers, bringing young talent like Hunter and being able to give these young individuals their very bright future is key to the success of our community. That's why the vision statement in Abilene ISD is to equip learners for their brightest future. Abilene ISD is the heartbeat of the city of Abilene. An Adams graduate and Abilene Christian University senior, Bertha, is currently working in the state-of-the-art Next Lab at ACU. ACU's Next Lab is a groundbreaking scientific project firmly connected to the city, to Abilene ISD, and to the world. Bertha has been involved with the Next Lab since her freshman year at ACU, but her science mind was nurtured in public education classrooms in Abilene ISD, where educators and peers poured into her so that she could be ready to pursue her wildest dreams. Dr. Rusty Towell, an Abilene High School graduate and the Next Lab's director, is thankful for his public education in Abilene ISD, but he also credits public education for the high level of preparedness of the more than 100 college students that are participating in the Next Lab program right now. Bertha's story is a reminder that public education is the great equalizer. It can change the fabric of families for generations. And Abilene ISD is proud to be the heartbeat of that work in the city of Abilene. I wish I could tell you more stories about how interconnected the city of Abilene and Abilene ISD are today. I would tell you more about Bernard Kamungo, a refugee, a soccer player, and Abilene High School graduate who now represents himself, his family, and our whole community on the world stage as a member of the U.S. men's national soccer team. I would tell you more about Texas House District 71 Representative Stan Lambert, a proud product of Abilene ISD, an Abilenian, and a champion for public schools and public school students across our state. I would tell you more about Abilene High head football coach Mike Fullen, a recipient of the exclusive Texas High School Coaches Association Tom Landry Award. But more than that award, Mike would tell you, and so would his peers, that he is a mentor for all coaches and students in Abilene ISD. I would tell you more about two brothers, Peter and Paul Wynn, two of Abilene's finest, who are now recipients of appointments to the U.S. Air Force Academy and West Point. I have so many stories I could tell you, so many examples of our partnership playing a role in building the highest quality of life in Abilene. But for now, I'll leave you with this. Abilene ISD is honored to be the heartbeat of the city of Abilene. Thanks.
I think one of the most important things that people look to when they're coming to a community is what educational opportunities there are for their kids. And so not only you want to have strong academics, but you want to have a well-rounded program. We really feel strongly that the quality of life that we offer is one of the best in the state of Texas, and that's everything from the academics to extracurricular opportunities, and so we're just really proud of what we bring to the table.
My name's Joey Light, and Phil, when I look in that mirror, as superintendent of Wiley ISD, I say, man, you're good looking. Now, my wife straightens me out pretty quick on that. She just says, get out there and do something today. Make me happy, make me proud. I do want to also thank the group for putting this together and for inviting Wiley. As you know, Wiley has really changed in the last few years. And, you know, when I was growing up, it was way outside Abilene. And now it goes way past Wiley. So we're seeing a lot of things happen. I am glad that Station 9 is going to be in the district. That's going to be just down the road from one of our schools. We're excited about that. You know, when we see the picture of our graduates, I just want to say that this is our product. And we are so thrilled that when we're through with them, they aren't a finished product. We're able to hand them off to the colleges, universities, to businesses, to the military, to where they can really continue to become the person that they are trying to become. So this is Wiley in numbers. We've got 5,500 students. That's quite a bit more than we've had the previous year, and you can see we have increased in employees, 750 employees, and I think when I came back to the district, we had about 200 employees. So a lot of things happening. Maybe next one. There we go. That's a picture of where we are this year and then of where the demographer sees us going. So you see a lot of growth. With that growth, we are going to be having a lot of projects between now and then. Y'all probably heard that we had a little bond election, and you know, I had a lot of phone calls. I said, Light, what are you thinking? 200 and we asked for 269. So that's a lot of money. I think one of the biggest bond elections in Abilene history. And for that little bitty school district to the south side of Abilene, that's a little bit scary, but y'all have noticed inflation lately. It'll get you. And by the way, speaking of bond projects, they were talking about the streets. I can promise you, I get to direct traffic on Maple every morning, and there is road construction going on Maple. And I welcome anybody that wants to come out and pick up a baton with me and help direct traffic. Come on down. It gets interesting. The 240 million, most of that, 234 million, is for our buildings, building projects. And so we're looking at a 63 classroom addition at the high school, which is going to encompass a lot of new CTE offerings. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. New elementary school and expansion of East Intermediate School. And for those of you who hadn't heard, we're going to get some new buses. Now, I think that I've been on more social media, Facebooks, chats over buses. It's amazing. You know, you do something good, they don't say anything. You have a bus breakdown, and everybody in the community knows about it, and they're all calling the superintendent. So we're going to add buses. We're going to do upgrades mainly, not only, but mainly to all the campuses on the west side, which are older campuses. And then we're going to also increase our number of student and teacher devices that we were able to offer the kiddos. So some other things that we've already started, we talked about the buses. That's Cameron Wiley back there. He said he likes that paint job on that one. So we're doing that one especially for Cameron. We've started new tennis courts. The reason we started new tennis courts is they're really good. No, that's not it. We've got to move the old courts so we can build the new addition at the high school in that location. And then also we have already pushed out about $1 million since the election in November, $1 million in technology to our students and staff. So that's been a big undertaking for us. Probably the most exciting thing we've done this year, and we're trying to help our retention and our recruitment of staff, is our Pup Academy. Now, I wish I could take credit for coming up with that, but actually this was one day we were interviewing a teacher, and she was a great prospect, and she said, well, what do I do for childcare? And we all kind of looked around, and we know the difficulty we had. We said, well, we can help you get your name on this list and that list. And, you know, that's a hard sell for a new mother. And so we ended up talking about it, and it was an arduous process, but we did finally get to open the Pup Academy this year, and we're excited. We have 32 students enrolled this year. This is the first year we opened it. It's available to all teachers and staff at Wiley ISD at a lower cost than what they normally pay. And so again, it's a great staff recruitment. We're excited about the people we got this year who needed those services, and they really appreciate it. In addition, I mentioned that the high school is doing a lot towards CTE, and I want to take this opportunity to thank Reagan Berry. She's done a lot of hard work. She's our high school principal. She was our former CTE director. And she's done a lot of work to make this happen. But we really are focusing on business and industry, public service, and STEMs. And I really am proud about the industry partnerships that she's been able to establish. And you see those folks there. That doesn't quite mirror what the DCOA has done, but that's a lot of those folks on that same list. So we're proud to be in partnerships with those folks. In addition, the agencies we're involved with, just look at that, and that's the who's who of agencies here in Abilene. I really appreciate, again, all the work that our agencies have done to help make this program possible. I started with a picture of our graduates. This is our younger folks, and I'm going to tell you, I really want to take this opportunity to thank our school board and our community for the work they have done to make these different projects possible. And Abilene and Wiley have had a long partnership together. We appreciate everything that Abilene, the city of Abilene does, and the community of Abilene does for us as well. Thank you for everything, and remember, it's great to be a Wiley Bulldog.
The City of Abilene is dedicated to actively fostering and seeking an engaged community. And there's no better place to begin making those community connections than Abilene's public libraries. Our libraries serve as a welcoming, open space for all residents. And in 2023, our Abilene Public Library staff worked to build upon dozens of already successful programs. That included the new Seed Library, a collection of seeds for anyone to check out to begin growing from their home. Also newly available for checkout is the Nickel Collection. Library staff partnered with the National Center for Children's Illustrated Literature to offer the works illustrated by featured artists highlighted at the Nickel for the past 25 years. Abilene's first responders are hitting new numbers in an effort to connect and engage with our community. In 2023, AFD's Fire Marshal's Office reestablished its annual fire safety inspection program, visiting businesses and public spaces across town to educate and inform property owners on how to prevent and protect against fire emergencies. Abilene police are excited to engage with the community outside of daily policing. In 2023, PD had terrific turnout at National Night Out, Trunk or Treat, Street, Operation Blue Santa, and their citizens and junior citizens police academies. This year, Juneteenth celebrations hit a new high at the Rose Park Senior Center, with Rose serving a total of 528 meals to seniors at their event. Senior meals across the calendar year also saw a 19% increase, with more than 77,000 plates prepared. The City of Abilene's Office of Neighborhood Services specializes in community outreach and engagement as staff administers a critical repair program using federal funds to improve, repair, renovate, or even completely rebuild qualifying homes. In 2023, Neighborhood Services helped 49 clients with home repair and funding issues. 37 of the 49 homeowners qualifying for help at 50% below the area median income. Neighborhood Services is even completing a full home reconstruction in the Carver neighborhood for one low-income family. Abilene Zoo is ready to build unforgettable experiences as staff there engages with our community just about every day of the year. The zoo's Bird Rehabilitation Center, however, is a special place for community engagement on a mission to help our feathered friends. In 2023, the Bird Rehab had a record 587 bird rescues. And even the zoo's permanent resident great horned owl Einstein got into the mix. She has spread her wings as a surrogate mom, rearing her second rescued great horned owl all by herself. That owlet ready for release back into the wild last July. The Abilene Zoo's special events also took off in 2023. Christmas celebration saw a record attendance of more than 20,000 visitors and an expanded 9 evenings of celebration featuring real reindeer, pictures with Santa Claus, live nativity, and an all-new Santa's workshop where kiddos got to build their own toys at the North Pole. And Zoobilation, the zoo's premier event inviting private citizens and businesses to become a part of the zoo's success, raised over $130,000 to support the zoo's master plan as an engaging and impactful public-private partnership.
What's interesting about the Abilene Chamber of Commerce is that for over 115 years, we have brought the private sector to the public-private partnership, and that continues even today. And because of that public-private partnership and this chamber's commitment to be collaborative, cooperative, and a good partner, a reliable partner, it means that this business community is absolutely in step with the city, both the council, the administration, to ensure that this is the best place on planet Earth for business.
If you're not proud to be an Abilenian today, you're not paying attention. That's all I'm going to say about that. My name is Doug Peters. I have the honor of serving as the President and CEO of the Abilene Chamber of Commerce. I've been here since 2015, and I want to take you back to when I first started and one of the very first meetings I had at the request of the development community, folks who invest their time and resources to build new structures, to build new developments, to create opportunity here in our community. That call was to City Manager Robert Hanna. And that call was really a plea to find a way to help streamline the development process. It was to really give him an opportunity to hear from developers about the things that maybe impede their expediency to getting projects opened. And I have to tell you that since that day, Robert Hanna has not only been a great friend, but the city of Abilene has done a remarkable job of making Abilene, Texas, the best place for business on planet Earth. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here. Mr. Mayor, thank you for including the Chamber and your partners over there. And I want to start really by just reminding you who the Chamber of Commerce is. The Abilene Chamber of Commerce is a private association of business. It is entirely voluntary to be a chamber member. We have 2,200 individuals and businesses who participate. One anecdote that I'll share with you here in a moment is really geared to how we do the work that we do. There is a lot of work that we do that you may say, well, I didn't know that was part of the Chamber, and that's precisely what I'm here to share with you today. You may know the Chamber as the community's chief business advocacy organization. We've been doing that work really since 1908. We're in our 116th year, and after all those years, we're starting to get, I think, pretty darn good at it. But I'll also tell you that You also hear about our education and training, management development programs for business owners. You hear about some of the work that we do with networking, with the things that are really more mainstream. But you may not know that we are, in fact, a partner with the city in 4 important areas. And I want to share those with you today. The mission of the Chamber is to help grow both the economy and the quality of life in the community. And we don't do that on our own. In fact, I tell people all the time, the Chamber has probably never accomplished a single thing by itself. We do it in partnership with many, many others, including the city of Abilene. But one of the quotes that I've heard in my industry in the 38 years that I've been involved in this is that Chamber leadership is very unique. Leading an organization, whether you're a volunteer, you are a member of the organization, it really truly involves aggressively pursuing hundreds of incremental moves needed to achieve greater prosperity for our community. So the Chamber, Abilene Chamber of Commerce, I think most of you would agree, is not only complex, but also very aggressive in the things that we try to do. So I want to start by talking about Lynn Barnett. Where is she? She's here somewhere. She might have found her way to the bar by now. Did I say that out loud, Lynn? I don't know where Lynn is, but Lynn Barnett has served our community for over 40 years as the director of the Abilene Cultural Affairs Council. You may not know, thank you whoever did that, I don't think it was me. You may not know that the Abilene Cultural Affairs Council really exemplifies a story of leverage in our community. They are the owners, operators, and founders of the Children's Art and Literacy Festival, the CAF Festival that we all get to enjoy. They touch, last year alone, 5,824 people, a 7% increase in attendance over the previous year. Registrants came to Abilene, Texas from 190 cities and 21 different states as well as Mexico to participate in that festival. It now spans 4 days. It ends with a day at the Abilene Zoo, and it's a great way to send off folks who participate in that festival as they leave the storybook capital of America. The Children's Performing Arts Series and Young Audiences of Abilene provide families and children with an opportunity to enjoy a wide variety of art, experiential art, and classes as well. And that program alone serves over 11,000 Abilene area children and families each year. That Children's Performing Arts Series and Young Audiences of Abilene also have a number of performances by specialists who specialize in children's performances in partnership with the historic Paramount Theater. And it's fun to watch. Those programs also serve about 35,000 area children and families. Since 2019, this is the part where I talk a little bit about leverage. Since 2019, the Cultural Affairs Council has received over 500,000 cultural district enhancement grants, $500,000 from the Texas Commission on the Arts, and those have been leveraged by more than $700,000 in local private contributions to help create and sustain the Storybook Garden and the outdoor sculptures that all of us appreciate. We estimate, it is estimated by the Texas Council on the Arts, that Abilene realizes more than $35 million, nearly $36 million in economic impact solely from the arts and culture sector here in our community. I also want to talk about I want to talk about the Abilene Convention Visitors Bureau. We have been a partner to the city for over 30 years in helping to attract events, individuals, reunions, sports, tournaments, all sorts of different things, conventions to this community to give our businesses and the people who are employed by those businesses an opportunity to benefit economically by those visitors. Last year, 66,000 room nights and 12 groups came to Abilene for the very first time to experience not only the venues, the hospitality, but the culture of who we are as a community. Rob Lopez is here somewhere, unless he's at the bar with Lynn. He's not, he's still here. Rob, good to see you. Rob leads our team at the Abilene Convention and Visitors Bureau. Last year, that group, for the first time in its over 30 years of partnership with the city, was named Convention and Visitors Bureau of the Year, Destination Marketing Organization, we call it CVB here at the local level, by the Texas Association of CVBs. And folks, when you're recognized by your peer group at the state level for your accomplishments, you're doing things right. So Rob, congratulations and thank you for bringing that recognition to our community. We also helped to increase hotel revenues by 6%. And also saw the opening of 2 new hotel properties in the community, which helps to substantiate the demand that tourism has in Abilene, Texas. Hotel revenue in 2022 came in at $77.9 million, and that number increased last year to $80.4 million. The total economic impact of tourism in the area is more than $556 million annually. The next thing I want to talk about, and Gray Bridwell is here. Gray is our Vice President of Military Affairs. Thanks for still being here. This is going on for a while. Gray is responsible, really, for ensuring the longevity of Dyess Air Force Base and expanding the missions at the base, as well as helping to care for our airmen and their families. They're our neighbors, they're our friends. We go to church with our friends from Dyess Air Force Base. Gray does a great job of taking care of that for us. But that base grew from a commitment made by this community over 70 years ago, when people, men and women from the Abilene Chamber of Commerce, partnered with the city of Abilene, raised money, secured 5,000 acres of ground, and went to Washington and said, our community is the perfect host to a military installation, and we got Dyess. I'd say that we did pretty well by getting the best the military had to offer at that time. When we did that, when people who have served this community before us made that commitment, we made a commitment that we would never abandon the commitment that we made on that day in Washington. To give you an example of just a little bit of the work, and the mayor covered some of it, thank you, sir, and there is a lot more to the MAC story, the Military Affairs Committee story. But last year, MAC, for the first time, raised enough money to fund a meal for every single airman who attended the MAC's 70th anniversary celebration and the Air Force 76th anniversary gala. That historic event had never been done before. MAC also has worked with the Texas Military Preparedness Commission to secure a $600,000 grant for security sensor upgrade at Dyess, and that could not be done without local match dollars. And I want to be sure that we recognize the city, the Development Corporation, and so many others who are there to make sure that this story of leverage continues for our city. The grant, the $600,000 security sensor grant, helps to not only protect the base, but it also positions Abilene, Texas for continued mission growth and helps us to stay off of a list of potential base realignment and closure installations. So we work every day. Gray and his team, so many volunteers work very hard every day to help make that happen. Recently, MAC and its volunteers went to Washington, D.C. And what was interesting about that trip is that in the original National Defense Authorization Act, there were shortfalls in the budget affecting Dyess Air Force Base, and because of the expertise that exists within Gray and those who support his work, that trip yielded full funding in all Dyess accounts and provided enhancements to the B-1, and it helps to keep it viable until the arrival of the B-21. To say we're proud of the work of the Military Affairs Committee is an understatement. We are as committed today as we ever have been. And as Mayor Hurt shared earlier, we are committed not only because of the $568 million economic impact that DIAS has on our community, but the people who populate our largest employer are still, in fact, our friends and neighbors. The Abilene Regional Growth Alliance is formerly known as the Abilene Industrial Foundation. You may recall the old AIF. More than 60 years ago, the private sector led the effort to create a formalized economic development initiative for our city, which has evolved over the years, over the decades, and is now led by the Development Corporation of Abilene. We remain a proud partner to the DCOA and to the city, and that Growth Alliance works each day on quality of life and workforce attraction, data collection, data analysis, and research to support the interest of business, retail and service industry attraction to support the expansion of sales tax growth for our city, and downtown revitalization, which began in partnership with the City of Abilene back in 2017 with the creation of the Center City Vision document created by more than 1,500 residents of our region. I often tell people that the Growth Alliance focuses on all of those things that many members of our community think just happens. There's actually an organization that works closely hand in glove with so many others to do the little things that help enhance the product that we know as our own community here. We're focused on a 5-year strategy that was written by more than 70 senior business leaders from the city. That strategy, called Lead ABI, garnered support at the tune of nearly $3 million from private business funding to oversee its implementation. It's led by an executive committee of your neighbors, your friends, and is made up by people here in this audience who do a great job of remaining committed to doing the things that help us to be a better Abilene, Texas. The impact of the Growth Alliance is really the continuous enhancement of the product that we know as Abilene, Texas. And then finally, in summary, if you combine all of these things that I have shared with you, we are well over $1 billion. In fact, this math, I think, is incorrect. I probably shouldn't point that out, but I redid the math today. I was an art major, so math is not my thing. But $1,159 million in economic impact on our community happens because so many people who support the work of the Abilene Chamber of Commerce and the partnership that it has with the City of Abilene, Taylor County, the Development Corporation, our school corporations, our universities, all of them are committed. I did a quick audit of how we leverage those kinds of opportunities. Just a couple of years ago, more than 2,400 individuals committed 65,000 hours to help advance the mission of the Abilene Chamber of Commerce. That, when you think about the monetization of those 65,000 hours at $27 an hour, that comes out to nearly $2 million in people value, helping to drive the work of this private organization that has been here for over 115 years. And the neat part is we're just getting started. We have a lot more to do. This work that we all do, the things that you've heard about today, are a lot like housework. You think you're getting there, you think you're almost done, and in reality, you're really just starting over. So we are proud to be a part of that, and I am grateful for the privilege of presenting to you this afternoon.
Where we stand today, the challenges met, accomplishments achieved, goals and needs identified, and the future planned, the state of our city, our Abilene. More than just a place we live or people we know. A living legacy, a testament to the work and sacrifice of those who came before us. A manifestation of the hope and vision of previous generations, of everything that's possible when we work together to build a community of the highest quality for present and future generations. Building community together.
I want to say thank you to everyone here with us today. First, thank you to our Abilene AISD media and audiovisual partners. You may have noticed here with us this afternoon have been a group of students from AISD's Adams and Lift audiovisual programs. They have been behind the cameras and technical directing of today's presentation, putting the real-world skills to work in a hands-on setting. They've been a part of the construction and setup of the space we're in today and are calling the shots that help us all look good. We appreciate your work and that every big country educator working to nurture and develop our young people. Thank you to everyone who has contributed to today's presentation. Taylor County, the Development Corporation of Abilene, Abilene and Wiley ISDs, and the Abilene Chamber of Commerce. Thank you to the staff and volunteers who make up all these organizations and do the day-to-day work that brings everything we've talked about today into reality. But of course, beyond everyone here today and the more familiar faces we've grown accustomed to seeing on screens and stages, I want to say thank you to each Abilene community resident who works day in and day out to move and grow this city, the small business owners and the nonprofit directors, the parents and the caregivers, the classroom teachers, the first responders, custodial teams, accountants, administrative assistants. Thank you for your work, your vision, your perseverance, your faith in Abilene and our community. We are building the community together and we are ready for a great 2024.